As we hit on at the top of the show as well, Tennessee a big win. So too did Middle Tennessee have a monster victory on Saturday, going down and beating number 25 Miami in Miami 45-31. Blue Raiders did everything right in all three phases in that game and come home with the school's first ever top 25 win. Rick Stockstill talking about the win and also how his team moves on from it, because now comes conference play and a big matchup with defending champ UTSA on Friday night.
To today's press conference, the Blue Raiders will open up this Friday night with Conference USA play at 6:30. The game will be broadcast nationally on the CBS Sports Network. So to get things started, I'd like to turn it over to the head coach, Mr. Rick Stockstill.
Thank you, AC. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody being on here this morning. Like AC said, we start conference play this week. It's a short week, so we got a lot of work to do here in a short period of time. But San Antonio obviously is a really good football team. They're the defending conference champions. Not probably, but they have the best quarterback that we've faced so far this year. It's very dynamic, very athletic. He can run, he can throw. They're throwing the ball more this year than what they did last year. They're a very experienced team. They got seven senior starters on offense, and they got 8 senior starters on defense. So it's a very senior-oriented team. A lot of experienced guys that played a lot of snaps for them. It's a really good team. They got good skill guys. They can run. Throwing the ball 41 times a game. So they're throwing it an awful lot more than what they did last year. Like I said, the quarterback is special. He's a really good player. So got our work cut out for us on that side of the ball. And then defensively, the thing that stands out the most is just how fast they are at every position. Their defensive line is big and athletic, can run. Their linebackers and DBs are really fast guys also. So it's a really talented team. They were picked to win the conference again. This year, preseason stuff, it's their first conference game as well as ours. They're 2-2 right now. Had an overtime game with Houston. Texas, their 2 losses, and they beat Army and Texas Southern here last week. So very explosive team. We got to have a great week of practice and get ready to roll. So open it up to you guys.
Hey, Coach. Cecil Joyce here. Coach, kind of a two-sided question. Number one, at what point did y'all transition from celebrating Miami to having to think about UTSA? I'm sure it was a pretty short window. And number two, would you consider this, the toughest game you've played coming up?
Well, one, as a coach, you start thinking about it, start studying, start watching a little bit of it, probably before the players do. But when the players got here, Sunday, yesterday, the Miami game was over. We have to turn our focus completely to San Antonio, especially when you lose a day. Playing on a Friday night, so it expedites everything. So we put that one to bed yesterday, and moving on, and have moved on to San Antonio. And then, toughest opponent. By far, this is your next game is always, your toughest opponent. You're the most important game. So this is a really talented team, and so they're really good. And I would say that it's as talented as any team we've played so far this year.
Morning, Coach. Sam Dowden here. UTSA, three of the seniors that you mentioned from UTSA are there three starting wide receivers that I think all have, really high yardage and catch numbers early on this year. Do they have defined roles in the offense, or are they sort of all used in similar ways as far as what UTSA is doing?
Well, one, I think they're getting more opportunities this year than they did last year because they are throwing the ball more than they did last year. They're still, they're all catching quick screens, fast screens. They're all catching that. They're all, throwing, deeper balls down the field. So you can't look at one and say he's this guy and this guy is, their screen guy, or this is their intermediate guy. They're all involved in the offense. They all do the same thing. They're all fantastic receivers, and they've got a fantastic quarterback getting them the ball.
What specifically changes in the practice schedule this week when you've got a Friday night kick? Do you just take a day out of your schedule and rearrange things, or are you having to move more around with your weekly schedule?
Try to keep it as normal as possible, but that's hard to do. Yesterday we were going to go about 15, 20 minutes longer than a normal Sunday practice. But we got lightninged out, so we had to come off the field about halfway through practice. We watched film, then we went back out and tried to get a little bit done, there. But, then the 4-hour rule starts creeping up on you. So we got about an hour's work in out there yesterday. And then today the class schedules are just so scattered all over the place. Monday's our normal day off. So today we won't practice. Normally we don't practice on a Monday, so we won't practice, but each individual position group is finding time to